Donald Trump has had the luxury of being the owner and boss basically since the beginning of his career. And one of the great things about being the owner and boss is that, in a sense, you can't get fired. Now, I know that if you're the CEO of a publicly traded company and there's a board of directors, you might be the founder and you might be the majority shareholder, the plurality owner, rather, not majority shareholder, but you might still be forced to step down as CEO, for example. And there are some cases in which you can be the founder and the boss and still get fired. But in many situations outside of publicly traded companies, you're effectively immune from getting fired if you're the one in charge. I can't be fired from the David Pakman show, for example. I'm the majority shareholder. There's no board of directors. Every paid member could quit. Every viewer could stop watching. We could end up with effectively no show. I could just be sitting here doing videos that nobody sees, but I can't be fired in a sense. And that is not typical. In most jobs, your behavior on and off the job can get you fired. And I was thinking over the weekend that Donald Trump's behavior at any other job where he is not the owner of the company or the person in charge would have absolutely gotten him fired by now. Donald Trump has publicly insulted countless world leaders, sort of equivalent to being our business partners, we can say, in a sense. If anybody ranging from a low-level employee to the CEO were to publicly insult their company's clients or their customers or their partners in the way that Donald Trump has insulted the leaders of other world countries, they would have been fired by now. The highest law enforcement agencies in the country did an investigation into Donald Trump, and they found substantial evidence of criminality on 8 of 14 possible obstruction counts. At any other job, those results from a criminal investigation would obviously get you fired. And most people would also be indicted and facing prison time right now. But Trump's the boss or the owner or whatever role he has as president of the United States of America. He's apparently immune there as well. And then there's a whole other sort of angle on this. George Conway, who's an attorney and the husband of Kellyanne Conway, who is one of Donald Trump's closest advisors. George Conway is a big Trump opponent. And he pointed out something else, which is that someone having the apparent mental health issues that Donald Trump is having would also have been let go from any other job based on his behavior. Tweeting over the weekend, quote, "You're not presidential at all, period. You're mentally unwell. You engage in bizarre, irrational, self-defeating behavior, which prompts criticism of you, which triggers more bizarre, irrational, self-defeating behavior. You would have been fired from any other job by now." Trump's behavior is the type that would get the bosses together to say, this person needs to go. Let's figure out how to get them out of here with the least amount of drama possible. And we could actually go further. If anybody exhibited Donald Trump's behavior during the campaign in the hiring process for a job, they would never even get hired in the first place. And this is what happens when, instead of a 3-person hiring committee, including the CEO, someone from HR, and a supervisor, gets to decide who to hire, when it's instead left up to the American people, American voters, 60 million of whom are right-wing Republicans, this is exactly what you end up with. Over the weekend, I was talking to a friend who's dealing with a very similar situation at work. They have a coworker who started writing outrageous, aggressive emails, including to their supervisors, talking back to management, straight up saying they're not going to be doing certain things because, as they see it, it doesn't make sense to do it, and telling the supervisors that, taking offense to anything that's said around them. And management is trying to figure out, we need to get rid of this person, but we also need to do it in a way that is not going to create even more absolute and total chaos. That's the distinction with Donald Trump. Any normal person who behaved during the hiring process the way Donald Trump behaved during the campaign would not have been hired. Any person who behaved at their job the way Donald Trump has behaved since becoming president of the United States would have been fired. But the one advantage is we can just vote Trump out, okay? People can just go vote and Trump has to leave, period, in January of 2021. And my ask of you is the following. As atrocious and disastrous as Donald Trump is, we shouldn't forget that Trump is an effect, not a cause. Now, yeah, Donald Trump's presidency has caused a lot of bad things. He's ruined relationships with allies. He's weaponized ignorance. He's weaponized hypocrisy. But Trump's presidency is the result of the last 30 years, not a cause in and of itself. So remember that getting rid of Trump doesn't actually solve the problem, although it's still something that we should do. But also understand the sort of proximate causes that led to Donald Trump, which is exactly what I want to talk about next on the show because it's so important and a lot of people are missing the boat on this. Today's program is sponsored in part by ZipRecruiter because finding a new job is a lot of work. What if you had your own personal recruiter to help you find a better job? ZipRecruiter's technology can do that for you. Download the ZipRecruiter job search app. Let it know what kind of jobs you're interested in, and its technology will start to do the work for you. The ZipRecruiter app finds jobs you'll like, puts your profile in front of employers who may be looking for somebody like you. If an employer likes your profile, ZipRecruiter lets you know so that if you're interested in the job, you can apply. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job search app. And based on a third-party survey, 7 out of 10 people who found a new job on ZipRecruiter increased their salaries. Download the free ZipRecruiter job search app today and let the power of technology work for you. Don't wait. The sooner you download the free ZipRecruiter job search app, the sooner it can help you find a better job.